Welcome everybody, I'm Jeff Barton and I'm your host for the Las Vegas Real Estate Show. We're on each and every week and we try to bring to you some informative, well-timed out and interesting subjects that you can use when you decide whether you're going to buy or sell real estate here in the Valley. We have a terrific guest coming up on our show today. It is Alfredo Malazio. He's the Land Development and Community Service Director for the City of North Las Vegas. And he's going to talk to us about what goes on in the city, how things work, and specifically if you've got a project, how you're going to get from A to Z, how long it's going to take you, and hopefully he'll have some terrific answers for you. I was reading recently Satya Nadella. I don't know if anybody knows who that is. A lot of people do, a lot of people don't. He's the CEO over at Microsoft. One of the things he was talking about, and one of the things I think is very important when it comes down to trying to figure out if you want to do a project, if you want to build something, a lot of people rush into what they want to do without the proper thinking. And I think our society today has built into it a lot of triggers that make you do something right away. We've got AI coming down the pike. We've got computerized decisions made on Wall Street every day in terms of buying and selling stocks. What he talked about, and what I also believe, is writing things down in longhand prepares you for the ability to be able to think, make a decision, ponder, and without rushing into something before you really are absolutely dead set sure is this is what you want to do. So what I try to do, and I have 3 kids, they're all out of college, I try to write them a letter each and every week. Why do I do this? Because it allows me to sit and think about what I want to say and how I want to say it. That's incredibly important when it comes down to what you want to do if you're trying to decide whether you want to build a house, whether you want to sell a house, whether you want to renovate something and put it on the market. All of these things about slowing the process down in terms of your mental ability to make decisions is incredibly important in the real estate world. Anyway, thanks for tuning in. I'm Jeff Barton, and we'll be right back.
Are you experiencing hair loss? We have the solution with no drugs, no surgery, and no side effects. Experience 100% pain-free results with Super Grow Laser Cap System, featuring 272 professional-grade lasers that make your hair thicker and fuller naturally. Use it 15 minutes a day, 3 times a week, and notice your hair growth in as little as 3 months. Visit online at irevivelaser.com to order your Super Grow Laser Cap today and experience unbelievable results. irevivelaser.com.
Successful Strategies International offers state-of-the-art PMP certification and an entire curriculum of project management, risk management, portfolio and program management by using unique learning techniques such as online learning, simulations, and facilitator lead programs. Our clientele consists of some of the biggest Fortune 500 companies in existence. SSI has trainers all across North America, Europe, and Asia to help meet your project management needs. Learn more at ssi-learn.com. That's ssi-learn.com.
Want to know how to create more business and save money? Simple. The answer is video. Video shares are the fastest growing form of word-of-mouth advertising, and according to internetretailer.com, visitors who viewed a business video were 85% more likely to buy after watching it. People today are on the go. They don't have time to read text, but they have 1 minute to watch video. At HD Video King, we not only create quality video that's right for you, we coach you on how to get the most from it. Call today. Our award-winning staff are ready to assist.
Welcome back everyone, I'm Jeff Barton and I'm your host for the Las Vegas Real Estate Show. And we're on each and every week and thank you very much for tuning in. We try to bring informative people to the show each and every week. Why? Because you need to know what you need to know in order to make decisions on buying and selling real estate. Obviously, there are many things that go into what your decisions will be here in Las Vegas, in the Valley, in the surrounding cities. And tonight we have a terrific guest for you. It's Alfredo Malazio. He's the Land Development and Community Services Director for the City of North Las Vegas. Alfredo, how are you?
Hey, good evening. Good to see you.
Nice to
Glad
see
to be
you
here.
as well. And thank you very much for doing this.
Oh, you're welcome. You're welcome.
I know it's not part of your job description coming on shows like this, but it does inform people as to what's happening in your city. Can you just
Definitely.
give us a brief description of who you are and where you came from? Because I know this isn't, your primary place that you're from. So give us a little idea of your background.
Sure. Like a lot of people to the Valley, I'm new to North Las Vegas. It's amazing to me how many folks, how sort of new this part of the country is. I'm actually from the Midwest.
Right.
Where houses are 100 years old and people have family that go back 100 years.
Where in the Midwest?
Outside of Chicago, there's a little bit of famous town called Joliet, Illinois.
Oh yeah, it's in the Blues Brothers.
The Blues
movie.
Brothers, and yes, exactly.
Exactly.
That's our claim to fame.
Exactly.
And so I actually was born and raised there and had the opportunity to work in government. And I have to tell, I try to tell everybody this. One of the things that I always seen growing up and even within my family is that local government gets such a bad rap. With all, we read in the newspaper and different developments that come up, but really when you sort of go open the doors and talk to the folks that go to work every day, they really care about this community, they really care about its growth. And I always sort of kid with everybody, I've been told all my life that, local government, this or that, but really it's the place to be, especially in communities of this size, where you can actually, as an employee, from a clerical person, from a director, can all have an impact on what happens in their community and make it grow. I know on your show you've talked about how much time development takes.
Yes.
But good customer service, at the front desk is something. Those frontline folks that you see every day represent not only the citizenry, but they also represent the staff there. And I have to tell you, so I've been at this job almost a year in land development and community services, and I'm just so impressed with the staff that works for us down there at City Hall in North Las Vegas, and frankly impressed with the citizenry. It's diversity, and I mean diversity as far as everybody is from some. No offense to the locals, right?
Right. Of course.
They help build this community. But there's so many folks you bump into that are just from someplace else.
Of course.
And really bring all that community pride with them. And actually, I've in Joliet, it's probably a city of about 150,000.
Right.
North Las Vegas, about 250,000. And so, but I really I've always been told, and I really love working in this size city, because like I said, you can have such an impact and actually make a difference. You can see a piece of desert, and it gets turned into real estate and gets turned into development.
Let's talk about that for a second.
And you can be part of that, yeah.
You've been in the job for a year.
Yes.
Right? Where do you see the major development happening in your city? I mean, give me an idea, logistically, streetwise, where's it happening, who's here doing it, that kind of thing.
The industrial, you cannot talk about North Las Vegas without talking about the industrial development out on the I-15 corridor.
Right.
That used to be a route I used to take home, and from 1 month to 6 months later, there's a giant sign that says Fanatics or Amazon on the side of this, big building that I saw go up piece by piece. And there's still a lot of sort of like ready, available land, entitled land already, which means it has the proper zoning for someone just to come in and say, I want to build. And downtown there at the North Las Vegas City Hall, we talk to people all the time about upcoming projects. But really, it's these large sort of e-commerce developers that the Honest Company, Fanatics, Amazon are already out there, and really trying to meet that demand. And I personally have used some of those services too. Amazon Prime, ordering something online, getting things quicker, or unique things, or now you can just get anything online, that you can get toothpaste online. So more and more people are participating in that, and we are the place that has industrially zoned land and has the land for folks to build. And obviously, for our future, it's really going to be about Apex and the industrial development, which is on the I-15 going further northeast. It's really going to be where the development comes in that really makes a difference for North Las Vegas moving forward.
What do you like doing most? The grand plan or the individualized day-to-day process?
It's, I have the best job in the world. I worked 20 years, for my hometown.
Right.
And for a long time, I never thought that I would go anywhere else. But I think as I sort of grew into the position, I said, you know what? There's towns all across America that have the same community pride, have that same gumption, feel like they want to look at what their destiny is and maybe even change it, or maybe the reputation they have and make it better, or continue that growth and stand on that growth that's already happened. And North Las Vegas is one of those towns that really is developer friendly, is responsible. Just a lot of great folks dedicated to the public that I work with every day, and I can't say enough about them.
Let me ask you about the tax base. Obviously,
Yes.
with a growing tax base, you're going
Yes.
to have money that politicians are going to want to spend. Does your department get into the politics of how that money gets directed, or are you just about trying to figure out what's the best way to serve your community? What's the best way to get a project done?
Well, communities were established basically to provide us utilities, city, sewer, and water, and obviously protection from
Right.
our police department and our fire department. That's really how they all sort of start getting together, because we want to be able to live in areas.
Of course.
My subject area obviously is land development and community services, which is all about building permits,
Right.
entitlements for planning, fire prevention as well. I do oversee business licensing, so we collect the fees for business license, and also code enforcement. So really, it's about helping growth that wants to happen in our community and making sure they follow all the rules and
Right.
the requirements that we have set out, that's set out by policy, and to be honest, set out by the valley. There is really a valley-wide
Right.
initiative where, I just talked to my building official, and she just got back from a meeting with all the building officials in the valley. And I don't know any, I haven't been to any metropolitan area where the building officials get together regularly and talk about how to keep our community safe and how to improve on the regulations, and with a real consciousness to how what they say affects business. A real stewardship of that, that power that they have to regulate
city-
in a balanced way to make sure that we can actually still grow.
Each city has their own attitude about it, whether it be the bed and breakfast type operation here in Las Vegas
Yeah.
versus in other cities, or whether it be Uber versus the taxi cabs.
Yeah.
Everybody's got their own different policy. How do you guys deal with that if you're talking about a large area, but then again, you're a separate city?
Yeah.
Do you follow along with the crowd? Do you set your own pace? Because this is kind of your area as well.
No, you really got to come and visit us. It's
Right.
really what it comes
I know,
down to.
I
You got to
know.
get to know us, because I think, like you said, I think every community has this sort of I think it's misconception.
Of course.
To be honest with you, because it's always been my experience that when you walk in the door, meet the folks, and try to understand what it is they're looking for, that you can get it done. And actually, so I think a lot of us as communities try to compete to make sure that front line, that first face, that first handshake that they give is the right one. And so folks want to continue to invest in our communities, and follow the regulations that's set out by different policies. But at the same time, if people say, "Oh, I heard this about North Las Vegas," or "I heard this about a different part of the valley," I say, come down and meet with us. It's not that hard. It doesn't take that much time, and I can tell you that we're open for business.
Right.
I'll quote the mayor. We have a speed. We have 2 speeds. Fast and faster is one of his favorite quotes. And that's really so we can get you in the door, so we can talk to you about all the value that investing in North Las Vegas can bring to you, and how great the staff is about getting it done.
Now, the veterans, homeless, drug abuse, these are all things that are central to any major metropolitan area, whether it's here, whether it's up in your city, of
Sure.
course, in North Las Vegas.
Yeah.
What are you guys doing in terms of trying to help, in terms of bringing affordable housing? Are you easy on casitas or second units on a property in order to expand the base of either the rental market or allowing people to live? How are you addressing these needs?
There's really a valley-wide consortium that actually
Right.
works on those issues.
Right.
But I got to tell you, there's hunger outside of that sort of regional approach with the nonprofits that have sprung up in North Las Vegas. Actually, with even city initiatives, I'm going to a meeting later today that's going to talk about, this is what we're doing regionally, but what could we do? How could we help our folks? I think there's a hunger on a personal level for all of us to help in that fashion. A lot of the casitas they're sort of developer driven, where they develop.
Yeah.
One of the things is that North Las Vegas is one of the most affordable areas in the valley.
That's
and
right.
so, and also one of the most areas that has readily land available with some, sort of entitled master plan communities, and we have a lot of developers moving forward with the Tule Springs development. And I can't even tell you the impact that the Sedona Ranch project, which used to be the
Right.
pig farm. I mean, who doesn't? I mean, I think we're all happy about that.
Right.
Moving on
Absolutely.
with Sedona Ranch and sort of moving on from that development to more residential development at that location.
Listen, we are up against the clock. That was a very quick 11 minutes. Thank you very much, Alfredo,
You're welcome.
for coming on the show.
Sure.
I'd like to have
Anytime.
you back because it's informative and entertaining, and I appreciate it.
Oh, you're welcome.
Thank you very much. And I'm Jeff Barton, your host for the Las Vegas Real Estate Show. We'll be right back.
Want to know how to create more business and save money? Simple. The answer is video. Video shares are the fastest growing form of word-of-mouth advertising, and according to InternetRetailer.com, visitors who viewed a business video were 85% more likely to buy after watching it. People today are on the go. They don't have time to read text, but they have 1 minute to watch video. At HD Video King, we not only create quality video that's right for you, we coach you on how to get the most from it. Call today. Our award-winning staff are ready to assist.
Successful Strategies International offers state-of-the-art PMP certification and an entire curriculum of project management, risk management, portfolio and program management by using unique learning techniques such as online learning, simulations, and facilitator lead programs. Our clientele consists of some of the biggest Fortune 500 companies in existence. SSI has trainers all across North America, Europe, and Asia to help meet your project management needs. Learn more at ssi-learn.com. That's ssi-learn.com.
Ruthless Cowboys, keeping the American dream alive and creating jobs one t-shirt at a time. From fabric to design, Ruthless Cowboys makes 100% American-made apparel that hardworking Americans are proud to wear. At RuthlessCowboys.com, you can shop for shirts and accessories for the cowboy or cowgirl in your life. Head to RuthlessCowboys.com, check us out on Facebook and Instagram by searching Ruthless Cowboys. Ruthless Cowboys, we're all about family, country, and keeping it all American. RuthlessCowboys.com.
Welcome back, everybody. I'm Jeff Barton, your host of the Las Vegas Real Estate Show. Thanks for tuning in. We're bringing to you each and every week terrific guests as well as solutions to real estate needs and problems. It's the spring. Are you going to buy? Are you going to sell? How are you going to do it? And who are you going to do it with? We try to help you with that. Decisions that you need to make, you need good information, and that information you can only get by talking to professionals either in the real estate business, in the mortgage business, or in wealth management. And we have those experts here today once again on our show. Our panel. Hi, panel.
How you doing, Jeff?
I'm fine. Thank you very much. I'll try not to screw this one up again. And on the far right is, thank you very much, is Big Tex Robinson from WealthWave.
How you doing, Jeff?
I'm very, very good. Thank you very much. And Rebecca Fitzgerald next to him is our real estate expert from F&F Real Estate Investment.
Ooh.
Hi. How are you?
I'm
good,
well.
excellent. And Charles Giscombe is our mortgage expert, and we're really happy to have you back. You've been away for a while doing some work.
Yes, I have been, but it's a pleasure to be back.
Okay, suggestions from the show have been terrific. We've had some great input, and one of the things that people like about the show is at the top of our panel that we talk about real estate. So Rebecca, give us a little summary about what's happening in the real estate world here in the Valley.
Again, like that, we do see that it's going to be picking up again over the summer. It does get slower in the winter. Nevada in general is still 23% below where it was pre-recession. And we're one of the only places that is still at that point, because overall I think we're only 2% down as a country.
Right.
And I think it's Nevada and like Louisiana that are still struggling to come back. So what that does mean, we do have a lot of room for growth before we do get to back to the top numbers of the market. Right now, our market seems like it's a little bit slow, and there's a lack of inventory, which, as he mentioned in previous shows, they are building. But one of the problems we do have is we do need more rentals. And another thing is since there is so many people since it is still 23% lower than the nation,
right.
A lot of people still have chosen not to sell because they're so upside down in their houses. So a lot of those people are sitting, waiting around for the market to go back up, and hopefully they can sell and not have to do a short sale or not have to lose so much. And so that is a reason I feel like the numbers are a little stagnant, and more people aren't listing.
And the interest rates are going up a little bit because the economy's better. So you have to take that into consideration as well. But like Rebecca said, we still got some room to go. Because, those that were first will be last, those that were last will be first. And it's just a steady climb that we're going to have to keep going up to get us back to where we were in Las Vegas.
Okay, excellent. I want to get to a topic. It's near and dear. We were talking about rentals. The ability or the inability of short-term rentals, either through Airbnb or vacation rental or anything like that, not to work within certain limits of the city. I just want to quote you something that I read in the newspaper. The Las Vegas City Council levied a $72,900 fine Wednesday on a homeowner who rented out a house on a vacation rental website. What do you think about that?
I mean, that's a hot topic. I was actually literally sitting at a friend's house, and a guy came knocking on the door that someone had reported his Airbnb. And they are really trying to crack down on the people that are doing it illegally, because they have given people the opportunity to do it legally. It's been almost a year, and a lot of people are still trying to float underneath the radar and trying to get away with it. And another thing is people don't understand the way that short-term rentals work. It's illegal in Clark County. Clark County is below Sahara and down. Las Vegas is north of Sahara within certain parameters. So it is like downtown and different areas like this that is actually illegal. And I'm not quite sure where the house, I did read the article, but I'm not sure where that house is.
Right.
But it is illegal. And, they're not paying the taxes on it. They're not doing that. We're having to pay an occupancy tax. We're having to pay extra taxes to get these, all these projects done, like the stadium and different things like that. So why is it if they're renting it out, they're not, helping us pay those taxes? So there is an issue with the short-term rental market because these people are trying to do it illegally. They're trying to get away from paying the taxes. They're trying to be sneaky. And it's not fair to the people that are doing it right.
Well, you're also here in Las Vegas, and this is a hospitality city, state, town. Here, at the end of the day, you're taking away from those, what this is built on. At the end of the day, they're not
big hotels.
Big hotels. They're not going to sit around and allow that to happen.
Right.
When you have other people doing Airbnbs, when this is what this is built for, you taking food out of their mouth, you're going to run into some problems. And that's why these laws were set up this way.
Well, we talked in earlier shows about the taxi cab versus the Uber versus the Lyft, right?
Mm-hmm.
They worked it out somehow. They figured it out and worked it out. This, to me, seems exorbitant, $72,000 fine. Now, maybe that's been going on for years.
Well,
maybe they calculated the amount of tax that they owed.
Right. So the guy he did owe $13,000 just in taxes alone,
Mm-hmm.
and the other ones were continuous fines that he just kept ignoring. And just like anything else, if a parking ticket, you don't pay it, it's 3 times as much when you finally do pay it. Then you get a fine on your registration. Just seems normal. It just seems like a huge amount because of probably the amount of money that he made. The guy made over $100,000 in 1 year.
Yeah.
Like he's getting fined on a regular basis, and he's just ignoring.
And I'm sure around here, he was definitely made the example.
Yeah,
absolutely.
for sure.
Absolutely made the example.
Well, I read it, and I'm, not necessarily one that goes through the paper each and every day, but this one jumped out at me. It's like, hey, this is an incredible fine. That's more than what a lot of people make in salary a year.
Mm-hmm.
Well, you notice when it's coming out right now, it's been a while, like Rebecca said, it's been a year, things have been rolling, and now they're finally things are settling, and they're like, okay, we're going to make an example out of, let you guys know that we're watching, we're looking.
Like I said,
we're
it's not just that guy. I was literally sitting at a friend's house, and he has an Airbnb in an area where it's legal, and I asked him, why didn't you get the permitting? And he's like, oh, it's just so hard, blah, 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 blah. To me, it kind of sounded like I'm too lazy to do it.
Right. Yeah, because I think the permit was $1,000. Someone, I think the permit was. But on the flip side, as an entrepreneur, I mean, that really pissed me off.
Right.
Yeah, that $72,000. To me, that was just flat out greed of the city. I mean, that really. So I don't even want to get into that situation. So because look, we don't know the situation as far as the Airbnb portion of it. Casinos filled up or expensive. And that person, whomever that's rented out of that place, can't afford that. So hey, what's the other option?
No, I 100%
And again,
disagree.
we don't know the situation.
I disagree. Casinos are not unaffordable. There's a desire why people want to do Airbnbs right now that they just said on the legislation. It's not going to be until 2019 that they're going to have pot lounges. So people are coming here, tourists, they don't feel comfortable smoking weed in a hotel because most of them are, so places like an Airbnb is a place. Right. There's a lot of other options. Plus people want to be all together with their friends. They don't want to each have different hotel rooms. There's a different reason for Airbnb. It's not just because they're too expensive. This guy...
Well, that's what I'm saying.
Party
I don't know
house and freedom.
Freedom. Exactly. And I don't know the situation. There is stipulations, like you said, part of their freedom.
And
I'm doing an Airbnb in Ohio at the end of the month versus doing a hotel. And there is a reason why I'm doing an Airbnb for 8 days in Ohio at the end of the month versus a hotel. So again, I don't know their situation, but $72,000 is pretty steep.
But that was also what the thing said, is they are having an issue because people are saying that all these Airbnbs are party houses and things like that, which I mean, yeah, they are, but for the most part, but that's what our city is based on in general.
Absolutely.
So
you can't complain about it on one hand and then on the other hand try to find people for it.
But I also think that we're missing a huge point, and the huge point is that these individuals that don't live here come to Airbnb or at a party. They're in a neighborhood where there might be kids, residences. At the end of the day, these individuals might say, "Hey, listen, I don't know these transient individuals coming to my neighborhood, making all this noise. I got a family situation," and of course, they may have complained, and may have done it several times, and that's why you might get some extensive fines in that situation.
No, I agree. I just think that as an individual, you should have a right to rent out your house if you want to. And I don't think you need to go and pay huge permit fees. It's just my personal belief, because I know in a lot of parts of the country where they do allow it, it's not a big deal, but it isn't Vegas. People come here to Vegas to do one thing: it's party, have a good time, spend some money, and make noise.
Absolutely.
Right? And so in that regard, I can understand.
And if an individual's not living here, Jeff, and he's only here for a certain period of time, because a lot of people don't live here, I mean, you should be able to rent your house out. And you're not living there.
Yeah, because people want to have a residency here because of the tax laws.
That's right.
The tax laws here are nothing. There are no tax laws.
That's right.
Here.
No state tax.
Having a permanent residence here is, really a necessity for a lot of people who want to have money and not be able to have it taxed. So there's a lot of different reasons why you want to rent out your house. If you're not here and you're just using it as a resident 6 months of the year, you should be able to rent it out somehow.
Right. Especially if you have a mortgage, big mortgage, or whatever
but
the case.
The thing also is like a lot of the people that are doing it, they're actually renting from another owner, and then they're making it into an Airbnb business, and that's I think the city kind of is probably, because they say they had denied a lot of the permits. That's probably a lot of the reason why is there's people that aren't actually wanting to rent out their house and make some extra money. Like they're just trying to run it as a business, which Airbnb in and of itself was not created for that. It's called the sharing economy. Like when you're gone and maybe you want to, even they've advertised, like, well, you want to go on vacation, you want to make some extra money on renting out your house. So it's like a shared economy. Like I'm making money while I can go on vacation, which is kind of the way the product was created. And a lot of people have tried to monetize it and make some extra money, which I can understand if you need it. But when people are just flat out running a business in a neighborhood where they're not even owning the homes and causing parties and stuff like that, I think those are the type of people that are coming in and causing a problem for the actual homeowners.
Right.
Yeah. Preventing.
Well, I don't know if we're going to solve the problem, but obviously describing the problem and understanding it, and certainly from both standpoints, I think it can be a lot simpler. But anytime that you involve, money and you involve other people's lives, either it's a neighbor or the city.
It's like if you rent, you have to get the permission from the homeowner to adopt a dog. But if you own that house, you shouldn't have to get the permission from anybody. It's the same idea. Like if you're renting, I feel, and you want to get a permit to do an Airbnb, that the actual owner should have to verify.
I thought that was a requirement. You're saying it's not a requirement.
Right.
No, but that's the thing. People are renting,
No,
and they're not getting
but they're not the homeowner.
They're not the homeowner.
They're not even getting the permits because they know the homeowner's not going to allow them to do that as a renter.
Right.
Well, listen, we're not going to solve it, but thanks for pitching in. I really appreciate it. Thank you, panel.
Thank you, Jeff.
Thank you very much. And I'm Jeff Barton, your host of the Las Vegas Real Estate Show. We'll see you next time.